Welcome back. Local authorities are struggling to shut down the Heroin Highway and the explosion of crime that goes with it. What's surprising is that the roadmap for users and dealers does not always lead them to the meanest streets of the Miami Valley. It's not an exaggeration to say the roads into Dayton and its suburbs have become the Heroin Highway.
You'd be surprised. Every neighborhood's got it. It don't matter. Income, nothing like that. It's everywhere.
Cheaper than crack, more potent than marijuana, often as deadly as a gun.
We had a run, meaning 4 or 5 in a month, and those folks literally had the needle or the syringe still stuck in their arm. They injected pure heroin and died.
Now, heroin deaths and cases are on the rise. Authorities say Mexican gangs move H or smack to Dayton from Chicago, Atlanta, and Los Angeles. They sell it to dealers who drive to Dayton from places as far away as Urbana, Wapakoneta, and Chillicothe, even eastern Indiana.
The cost of heroin is a little cheaper here than it is several counties away from Montgomery.
And if you don't think heroin affects you, think again.
Just because it's not your kids don't mean that it ain't your neighbor's kids. And if your neighbor's kids are doing something and one day they can't get no money, they're going to break in your car. They're going to break in your house.
Just 25 years old, Jesse has been addicted to drugs for 10 years, on heroin for the last 8. He estimates he spent $250,000 on drugs over the years, some of it from selling stolen goods for money and drugs. Jesse told me that's why you should be concerned. With the changing face of heroin abusers in the Miami Valley, it could be your house that's hit next.
It goes across the county lines, across state lines, across our borders. Why wouldn't it go across, school to school, township to township?
Greg Crabtree runs a drug recovery center in Centerville called TJ's Place of Hope. It's named after his son, who died from the effects of drug abuse. Crabtree says the average heroin abuser reports starting the drug before the age of 15.
I've seen 12 to 15-year-old kids that are using heroin. You don't have to use it long to become addicted to it.
It wasn't mine.
Locally, police have made huge busts in Montgomery, Greene, Warren, Clark, Preble, Mercer, and Butler counties. The regional crime lab can hardly keep up with testing all the heroin capsules that come in. And people who hop on the heroin highway to buy drugs don't always know what they're getting into. In February, a 23-year-old St. Mary's man was shot in Dayton. Police tell 2 News it happened during a heroin deal that turned violent along Oak Ridge Drive. But for many, the drive, even the danger, is worth it because of the price. Experts call heroin a drug dealer's dream. They can buy it for $5 a hit, then sell it to users for $10. That's the same price as a cocktail at your neighborhood bar. Users will tell you for $10 you can get high, but that high won't last nearly long enough.
Usually about 12 to 16 hours after I did the last of it, I'd start to feel withdrawal symptoms. First, my hands would get shaky. Then I'd get to where I felt nauseous. Then not necessarily vomiting, but more dry heaving, which is definitely worse. Cold sweats. Then you can't even think about going to sleep.
Jesse has been clean for 5 months. He's planning on going to college when he finishes his residential treatment program in July. Jesse will be joined by thousands of others. The crime lab reports their heroin cases more than doubled from 2007 to 2008, and this year is on pace to exceed that. The National Survey on Drug Use and Health found the number of heroin users increased from 136,000 to 338,000 in just 1 year. This may be your stereotype of a heroin user, but experts say the new face is a 15-year-old white suburban girl. Jessie has advice for her parents.
You can leave the liquor cabinet open, lock your medicine cabinet.
Nobody starts out shooting heroin. Like Jesse, many teens start out swiping OxyContin and other painkillers from home, an addiction that quickly leads them to illegal drugs.
I have seen it grow to ungodly proportions where, first I knew like one guy in Riverside and the rest I had to come to, West Dayton or downtown to get it. Now it's literally on your street. Wherever you are, Beaver Creek, it's there. It's everywhere.
experts say heroin addicts have a very difficult time getting clean. Like Jesse, 3 out of 4 people relapse after treatment. Experts say regular use, snorting, smoking, eating, even injecting increases your tolerance, and that means you have to use more and more heroin to get the same effect you got the very first time you used it.
Some shocking information there. My jaw is probably hanging open. We saw, obviously, from your story that it comes right to the Miami Valley. What about the outlying counties?
Yeah, well, it's definitely hitting there, too. The obvious answer are the drug busts. That's where you're going to see it first. But in Champaign County, authorities say they noticed it first in the number of hepatitis C cases in their jail. And, of course, that comes from addicts sharing dirty needles. So a lot of problems associated with it.
And again, it's not just the drug use. It's the crimes being committed by the addicts to get the high. Very, very serious problem. Libby, good stuff. Thank you.